Hey everybody, Psycho here again, and today's a different vlog because I was bored yesterday and I decided to buy something, and it was kind of spur of the moment. The deal came up and I bought a four-wheeler. So I'm not gonna try to drag it out because it ain't much of a bike, but this is a 2003 TRX 300EX and it's got quite a bit wrong with it. However, we'll go over that. So the reason I bought this bike was basically to part it out, make a little bit of money on it. The bike stands me about 400 bucks, which I think is a decent deal for it. And let's just go through. So the big issue with the bike is right there. There's a hole in the crankcase that leaks oil and stuff. So that piece here for the left side, I think it's like 150 to 200 bucks. So I don't see any point in trying to fix this up, because the time I spent about $1,000 on it, like I say, probably that or more, depending on what it needs. I won't never get my money back out of it. So yeah, it needs the left side cover. You see the sprocket there, that's bubblegum welded on, which is, I wish they wouldn't do that, but they did. The starter case is kind of jank, to put it lightly. What else? The tires, well, it's not a big deal, but you can tell they didn't really care because the tires are on backwards too. The battery's dead, so I didn't actually hear it start, but he assured me that it did run. So we'll find that out, and that's just 2 screws, and we'll charge that up, and we'll see. Handlebars and stuff, that stuff's all loose, is what it is. So, and there's no papers with it. So there's no reason really to fix it up. Like I say, it's just a parts machine. So, and like I say, $400. I definitely see my money's worth in here, because like this here, I forget what those are called. That's brand new. Put a new plug in it, new line. So I'll take like the CDI box, all that stuff together. I mean, that's 50 bucks. The front shocks, they're in good shape. They're about 100 bucks for the pair. It's got a new chain on it. There's 20 bucks. The front tires, or the rims, are ITPs, and there's some okay thread left on the tires. Ugh, can't talk today, guys. So say the 4 tires, there's probably another 150 bucks. The rear shock looks okay. I don't know if that's from the engine or if it's from the shock leaking. I'll have to see. There's another 80 bucks. It's got a Yoshi pipe. Probably get 50 bucks for that. Look at this welded job for the header. Beautiful, isn't it? That's scrap metal. The motor itself, if it does run, the head is probably worth another 300 with the valves and the chain, everything in it. Put it all in one big set. Figure that's my money maker there. I'll sell the lower case probably for 50 bucks with the gears and stuff. That's probably what I'll get out of that. The A-arms, probably looking at 50 bucks a set. It does have an LED light on it. I'll probably keep that for myself, just for giggles. It does have a set of bars on it. I forget what he told me what they are, but I'll probably sell them. It's got a good seat on it. There's 50 bucks. The back plastics are good. There's a couple little holes in them, but again, probably 40 bucks. The front ones are garbage. So they did that cut mod, and I don't like that. But so yeah, I definitely see my money's back. I figure I'll make about $1,000 out. I'm done parting it out, whether it be locally or eBay. Like I say, smaller stuff like the boxes here, that'll be easy to sell on eBay. And then, like I say, when it's all stripped out, the frame's another 50 bucks or so. Swing arm, you know, stuff like that. So this is about a little investment, just to part something out, give me something to do, give me something to film other than the grow vlogs that you guys love so much. So I do want to try to get it started up today. So I need to take the battery out, get it on the charger, and we'll see if we can get this fired up. So I was able to get the battery out, pretty simple. It's not the correct battery for this bike, but that don't surprise me at this point. I was just checking other things, like it's got a uni filter, looks fairly clean. We got a carburetor or whatever. I probably get 50 bucks for the carburetor. Yeah, I'll just take a look. Oh, There's the plastics again. They look pretty darn good. So like the plastics and the seat, that'll probably go as a combo. Take you guys in the shed. My battery charger, so like I say, that battery's too small for this bike, so that's probably why, like if that doesn't have enough charge, it won't roll it over, but we will see. It's on a 2 amp trickle charge, so it'll take probably 4 hours to charge up. And yeah, hopefully, then we can get it going. So what do you guys think? Do you, would you like to see kind of like these kind of vlogs where I strip stuff down and post about selling parts and trying to make flip for profit, or let me know, because I'm looking for like to branch out and do different things, and I do like working on bikes and all that stuff, because I mean I've grown up doing that stuff. So let me know. Alright, so I got tired of waiting for this to charge, and I just kind of hooked everything up like this, and still won't go. I've tried like jacking up the amperage and stuff. I pulled the plug out so it wouldn't have any compression. It should just spin freely, but when I hit the start button, nothing. And I know the starter's actuating because you can see it move. So this engine might be seized. I'm going to pull this cover off. Hopefully there's something here that I can put like a breaker bar on and see if I can spin the motor by hand, and we'll see what goes on. Alright, so I got the case unbolted. Of course, they were all different size bolts. Well, 3 were 8mm, 1 was a 10. And pull this off. Everything looks good in here. Sprockets look good. That sprocket looks pretty good. And that one too. And then when you hit it now, starter works perfect. So the engine does not want to roll over. I have no idea what the issue is other than it's C-solid, so that's quite possibly the problem. But I have listed it on Facebook for sale. Well, it's just my phone. I had one person just tag somebody in it so far, so we'll see. But I don't know. There's nothing for me to really. I just don't know, because there's nothing for me to like put a bolt on, so I can just like turn it over with a breaker bar. So, and it is in neutral. Like I know some guys are probably like, oh geez, you get it in neutral. Yeah, she's in neutral. The only other thing I can really think of is if we push it, put it in second gear, and then jump on it so that it will try to roll itself over. I mean, I've done that in the past. But yeah, I don't know. So I had to move inside. This is my wood shed because it started raining outdoors. But we're about a couple hours in. Somebody messaged me and asked what I wanted for the rims and tires. I told him $200. He said, really? I'm like, yep. He's like, okay, cool, I'll come get them. So we're gonna pull these off. They can go, and we got half the bike paid off. Perfect. What is going on, everybody? It is a new day, and here is what our bike looks like now. So the guy came last night. It was getting dark, wasn't able to film anything. Bought the 4 wheels. He just wanted to try them on, make sure the bolt power was right. So $200 for the 4 tires and rims. I got another person that's coming later tonight. He wants the carburetor and the throttle and the cable connecting to the carburetor. He offered $100 for the 3, so we're gonna take that. So we were almost paid back, and we're just starting to rip into this. So I looked at prices for new rear plastics along with front plastics, and these are 300 new, and the front ones are 250. So I figured, and the seat is connected to the fender, so we'll leave that on. But to recover the seat is like $50 to $80 here locally. So I'm thinking for the front back plastics in the seat, 150 bucks, if that ever comes around. And yeah, we're gonna start pulling some stuff off here. Oh yeah, we gotta take the carburetor off. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this off so I get at the carburetor and go from there. This stuff here is pretty easy to take apart. I say that, but it should just pop off like so. Like I say, we'll put that aside. Now, I'm pretty sure this is all zip tied together. Or maybe it's not. Oy, 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 look at a lot of mess. That's got to come out somehow. And I think then we can pull this all out. It's probably zip tied under here somewhere. Yep, right here. So I gotta cut those zip ties. And I think that's the only thing holding that in is that one zip tie. What a way to hold a fender on. One lonely zip tie. Wow. Alright, let me go cut that. Alright. See if we can get this. Now, there's another zip tie here. That's got the two plastics that held together. Pull that off. So there's the centerpiece. Cool enough. Who cares? Now, this doesn't look right at all. This looks like it's just gobbed together like the rest of the bike. Oh boy. There. So there's the front plastic. This was a trend everybody started doing because these fenders are supposed to come out like here somewhere, and they cut them, they follow like a line, and then they cut them off to make it look more aggressive. I don't understand it myself. Because unless you're racing with it, you go in the mud or something, then you're getting all full of mud. Like, it's alright with a 4x4 bike, but this here isn't that. Alright. Nice, you got the LED light, that's all zip tied on, so that's always fun. Okay. Let's just connect it like so. I'm not sure how these come apart. I always thought that this nut on the top here spun off, but it doesn't really matter. I can leave that on for now. The guy that bought the tires too, he also said he might be back for the Yoshi pipe. He actually said that he was the one that welded this part, because the guy that owned it, there was a hole there, and the exhaust was blowing on his leg, and he said it was hot or whatever, which obviously. And he's like, yeah, can you put some weld over it or whatever? So they put that in. So the guy that came for the tires actually knew the bike, and apparently it's gone through quite a few people, and she was ridden hard, put away wet, which is an understatement from what I see here. Another thing I noticed, there's no rear brake pedal, there's no rear brake caliper, but whatever, who cares. So I'm going to take the pipe off as well and pull this gas tank off. We'll put that aside. It's a decent little gas tank, and we'll get that carburetor out. So I'm just working at getting this off first. Just wanted to look. It didn't fit this hole, so they used electrical tape as spacers to keep it in. So this is easy. It just disconnects right here. So you just pull that off like so. Out that comes. And then, oh, we got some other stuff here. Our lights, that's all same thing, so we'll leave that aside so I don't fix those up. Another thing I want to show before I take it off is let's look at this exhaust. How many welds do you think is in this exhaust pipe? If you said 6, you're correct. So let's just start here. So we have what I believe is probably original pipe starting off. So we got one weld here to put this, whatever this is, another weld here. Then we got some original pipe again, which is nice. We got about a foot of that. Then we have another weld to a bigger pipe, to another weld, to a bigger pipe. And then we come along, then we got a weld to a smaller pipe to a weld to the Yoshi pipe. This is like a work of art at this point. Like, I'm just baffled why, like, why not just buy another pipe? Like, I know, I understand, like, you want to do stuff cheap as possible, but damn. Unreal. But we're going to rip that off too while we're at it. Like I say, we'll get that out of the way. Pull this gas tank off now. That's, that wasn't even bolted in correctly. Like, look. Whatever. And that just comes off. We'll pinch the gas tank so gas don't go everywhere. And yeah, there's our little carburetor we're looking for. And we need to be able to take that with the throttle cable assembly off, which that just comes off right there. Or right there rather, sorry. Simple. Let's do it. Oh, the dears. This is epic. Because they put this piece on, it now doesn't clear this bar enough to come out. Like, oh my god. We're gonna have to cut it. Oh my. So I forgot to hit record, but carb saw and our Yoshi pipe is now off. Easy. So I was just about to pull the gas tank off and I was looking at it and I'm like, geez, not too bad for a metal gas tank and whatnot. But no, wait, flip it over. Look at that. Oh, JB welded. Far as the eye can see. Oh, the dears. So I got the gas tank off now, and this was a bit of an art project too. Look at this. So first the line was so rotted that it just twisted off, because that was like this. But look, so that was going to the gas tank. So we got 1, 2, we got a stopper here, another one, another one, another one, and another one. Like, oh my god. But at least I'm making money off of all the clamps I'm getting. But we now have access to the carburetor, which is what Buddy wants, this cable, and now it's all out in the open, so let's get it off. So I removed the airbox now and the little pipe that was going to the carburetor, so we can finally get at that. Everything looks good on the carburetor. I don't see any like cobbled up stuff on it. So that's all nice. The choke works, accelerator pump works, so that's good to go. I did see some other things though. Right here, this is JB welded on, and does it hold? No. Just look at that. Wow. And if you think that's bad, there's the starter, and look what it's hauled in by. Hopes and dreams. Amazing, huh? But I know the starter works. We tested that already. So that's decent. That'll be easy to remove when the time comes. But just wow. And you know, they've had this part off. As you can see, the custom gob job there. As well as the custom gob job right here. So the head's been off. Just amazing. And farther we dig, I'm sure we're going to find more. So I got the carburetor off, ready to go, but ran into a problem. These Robertson screws that hold the throttle on, these actually stripped. So I had to drill this one and use the extractor bit. These actually work decent. The first one though I snapped in half, so that happens. But let's hope for the best here. We're going to drill this one first. Oh. Worst thing is now I got nothing to hold on to here. see if that works. It might not. We just tap that in like so. Hopefully that doesn't spin too much. Ain't much grip on that. Ain't got any. Clamp that down and just look at that. Perfect. Any of you guys plan on doing this type of stuff, invest in a set of these little extractor bits. Some of them are expensive. These were like $100 for the Ultra Pro, which they're Ultra Pro is a garbage brand, but they were on sale for $10. That's why I bought them. But look at that. That would not come out with the screwdriver, and I hit it with heat just to see if it would loosen up any more, and that didn't work, and I didn't want to melt anything, so here we go. All ready to go. Alright, so I had to pull this off the throttle cable so it would fit through, because it has to go through that little tiny opening there. So you just pull that off. There's that little nut right there that fits in there, and that just comes off like so. And now they just feed this through. There it is, ready to go. So the carburetor is gone now. This is what is left. I have someone interested in the shocks and the A-arms all in one package, so we may do that later. They haven't confirmed yet. And I may take time to pull the engine out at some point. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys, because I don't want this to get too long. It's probably already a half hour long. God only knows. But there's one thing I do want to show before, is I bought another bike, and there she is. So this is a 2013 CRF 80, and she's not a bad little bike. First thing I noticed when we fired her up and I sat on it was there was no front brakes, and then I realized there was no back brakes. So okay, I checked the oil. The oil is super old, so it definitely needs an oil change. And what else did I notice? Oh yeah, the chain is super sloppy, and because of that, that rear sprocket is pretty well toast. There's a little life left in it, but it's pointy, and they're starting to bend to the opposite way. So that definitely needs to be changed out. Another thing I noticed is that the bearing's getting bad in it. The front sprocket, however, is in good shape, and the engine runs. It fires right up. Probably kick it over right now. It'll fire right up. Oh, take the choke off. Oh. How is it? There. And it sounds like that maybe the timing chain is a little loose. So I gotta check that out, make sure that is tensioned properly. But yeah, guys, I think that is a cool little bike. My son is a little small for it yet. He's only 4, so perhaps a little 50 probably would have been a better size than an 80, but the bike was just down the street, so I couldn't pass it up. I went and got it. Made him an offer, a little less than what he wanted, but he took it. So, but yeah, I might do some videos on this if you guys want, maybe a review. But these are awesome bikes. I had a XL80 growing up, and my oh my oh my, that thing took a hose in, and it still runs to this day. What an awesome bike. Hondas are just made perfectly. But you gotta take care of them. You gotta make sure to change the oil and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, that does it for this episode. If you guys want to see more of this kind of stuff, where I just buy stuff, I flip, I make profit, or I just fix stuff up, or whatever, let me know, because I'll make more, and I probably will anyways. I definitely will have an episode 2 of this bike, because we still got lots to sell, and we'll tally up how much I put into it versus how much I make. But yeah, hope everybody enjoyed. If you did, comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for viewing.